Hello again, I'm Michael Beckemeyer with Mindful Meditations for Calm the Bleep Down, a show where in each and every episode we bring you a brand new 10 to 15 minute meditation to help keep you going. And today we are going to become aware of ourselves. Let's see what happens. And as always, we have a mindfulness quote to get things started. And today our quote comes from Pema Chodron. And it reads, "You are the sky, everything else is just the weather." That quote, I love that quote. That quote makes me think of a lot of things, as many of these quotes do. Most simply though, that quote makes me think about how we are the constant and our problems are temporary. We might have very big temporary problems. That doesn't necessarily mean that nothing is bad or that everything is simple. But think about the last time you had a headache. When I have a headache, when I'm sitting there thinking about the headache, the pain in my head, I'm very much there with that pain. But I get distracted, a phone call or something happens at work, and my mind drifts off to something else. Does the pain go away, or am I just distracted from it? The real thing is, and I realize headache is a very simple analogy for the problems of our life, but when you have a headache, it sucks, right? So, but the point is that the pain ebbs and flows. It might be very drastic pain, it might be big pain, it might be massive amounts of suffering going on, but it does ebb and flow. It's not always going to be there. So for me, that's kind of what life is like. We are the sky. We are the constant. We are always there. It might get stormy. Clouds might form. It might have a violent thunderstorm, but the violent thunderstorm always fades away and the sun always comes back. But at the same time, even on the good days, the sunshine, we can't get too caught up on expecting things to be perfect all the time just because we had a good day, because that is also weather, and the weather and the good weather, sunshine, bright, perfect days, those are also going to fade away into more thunderstorms. And what we're looking for is some perspective and some balance and awareness that we are the sky and everything else is just the temporary weather that's happening around us. It's hard to think about that when you're in the middle of something awful. It's also hard to think about it when you have something really good happening, and not to get too caught up on, hey, I'm great, the great thing just happened. Everything's perfect. It's really hard to remind yourself of that in the moment, but that's what mindfulness is, and that's what I think meditation is really good for, is to help you on the good days and the bad days to notice that things are temporary. So on the bad days, it's sort of like, okay, tomorrow's a new day. That's temporary. But also to notice when things are good, so we can say, oh, I should be grateful for this moment. I should savor this moment because it's just the weather. It's going to pass. It's going to fade away into something else. And I don't know what that's going to be because we're now. So that also made me think about the analogy of mindfulness meditation when you're just meditating and you're watching the clouds float by in your meditation. You're sort of thinking of your thoughts as clouds that sort of drift by, and we're sort of trying to watch our thoughts and watch our breath drift by in the moment. We're not getting caught up or swept away by them. We are just observing. We're just watching. We're just almost like laying down in a field, looking up at the sky as the clouds sort of drift by. Nice, calm, slow, peaceful. So that's how I want to meditate today. So first thing we got to do is get ourselves comfortable. You can close your eyes. You can sit down or lie down. The main thing is to find yourself in a comfortable place. And start to slow your breathing, scan your body real quick. And what I was saying is, there's a technique that someone, I don't know, I picked up somewhere along the way, of meditation is to sort of imagine your thoughts as if they are clouds, just drifting by. And we're just observing them. We are not analyzing them, we're not thinking about them, we're not criticizing them, we're not patting ourselves on the back for them. We are just watching them. We're sort of trying to distance ourselves from them and just watch them, because we are not our thoughts. So we are not the clouds, we are not the weather, we are the sky. We are not our thoughts. So let's practice that for a few moments. Slow your breath. Breathe in and out. And if it helps you to sort of paint the picture in your mind, picture yourself maybe laying in a field, looking up at the sky. Sort of a nice, calm, lazy, relaxing day. You want to sort of imagine yourself getting heavier and more relaxed with each exhale. Not a care in the world, just watching the clouds. As you're watching these clouds, every now and then you might notice that you've stuck with one of them. You've sort of become hyper-focused on one cloud. And you've noticed that that cloud has distracted you. Your mind has wandered. And you notice that you've gone to that place with that cloud, that thought. Just bring it back to your breath. Zoom out, get that wide angle view of everything. Just go back to watching the clouds drift by. We are not our thoughts. You are not your thoughts. So much of our daily suffering comes from the irrational thoughts in our mind, and all of it a lot of time is our ego going into overdrive, trying to find a way to protect us from the dangers of the world, whatever those perceived dangers might be. And it is the thoughts that we have that torment us. But we are not the thoughts. We are the observer of the thought. If we can just remember to pull back, distance ourselves from it, and realize that, oh, that's a thought. That's a crazy thought I just had. And then say goodbye to it, acknowledge the thought, that was a crazy thought, and then just let it go. Not saying it's easy, but it is possible. And the more intense the situation, the harder it is to distance yourself from those thoughts. But it is possible. And with meditation, I have found it much easier to become aware of when I am having unproductive thoughts and to distance myself from them. We can't control the thought coming in to our mind. We're sort of invaded by those thoughts. We can't control not having the thought. The problem is our reaction to the thought. That's what gets us into trouble. So we're just observing thoughts. Which again sounds a lot easier than it really is. But it's a start. Take a few more moments here, appreciating the silence and stillness. Watch a couple more clouds float by. Just remember that you are not the thought. You are the observer of the thought. With practice, that can get much easier over time. It's not something that happens overnight. We're all still working on it. Let's take one last long, slow, deep breath in together. And out. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. That's it for another episode of Mindful Meditations with Calm the Bleep Down. If you got anything out of this meditation, you can please feel free to click like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can go to our website at calmthebleepdownshow.com, where you can subscribe to our podcast, our YouTube channel. You can follow us on social media. You can leave us a comment. You can send us a message. Anything. We would love to hear from you. That's it for this time. Once again, I'm your host, Michael Beckermeyer, reminding you to always, please, calm the bleep down. We will see you again soon. Thank you, and namaste.